Okay, so I wanted to get on here and do a quick channeled message, intuitive check-in that Spirit's guiding me. Because today has been a day where plans just kind of got swept away with the wind and spontaneity has kind of come in. However, it's one of these waves with the ocean behind. These waves of change that come in actually to invite either a slowing down, allowing a moment to actually tune into gratitude, not only as a practice, but to really do what it takes to actually feel it, to embody it, to enjoy it, to slow down and take stock and remember that while certain things are in our control, and there are things for us to quote unquote control, to handle, to manage, to respond to do whatever action verb it may be. Ultimately, nature, the universe, and other people can change, bring changes, and cause a switch up. Very interesting. As soon as I go to do this, now all of a sudden there's actually this background noise doing the most, which I think is really funny. So anywho, hopefully it's far enough away where it's not doing too much for this. However, I want to come on here and say this is a time of recording, Pisces season. We are also in a retrograde, Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces. This is a very powerful astrological season to be. I'm not saying you can't do anything. I'm not saying don't make forward movement. I am not saying don't make progress. When you are guided and you feel aligned and something is available to do so, lean into it. I'm not here to tell people to stop anything arbitrarily. I'm always here to help empower and encourage you, practicing discernment, listening to your intuition and your instincts, and ultimately being willing to make a decision and make a move. And worst case scenario, if it's not something satisfactory, then you pivot, you change, you shift again. You do something different, or you tweak or edit something. Retrogrades are very often periods of refinement. So in order to refine something, in order to edit something, in order to reconsider something, that means we need to be doing something for the editing. We need to have something for the reconsideration. You know what I mean? So either way, there is an element of action in the season. The gag is about being extra mindful that we're not just acting for the sake of it. We're not just doing everything on autopilot, taking everything for granted. We're allowing for these moments when slowdowns especially pop up, whether that be externally, or maybe we're responding to something intuitively guided, internally guided, whatever. This is about how do we, like a fish, like a Pisces, how do we really flow? As well as how do we acknowledge time in the light and being more in the light, and then maybe times in the shadow, or times to be more above the surface and times to be more below the surface. So when some of these things are popping up in this now, where you had a whole plan, let's say a more active day, a work day, whatever, and it's cancellations, whoop-de-woo. Obviously, you can feel however you want to feel about that, and I want to honor that. Yet, notice if it's happening, especially if you have been wanting more rest, wanting 333 on the timer, wanting more rest, wanting more opportunities to slow down, more opportunities to do what you want to do, more opportunities to be with yourself, really honoring what you want. So to be honest, be grateful and celebrate when plans get canceled, when things get canceled. I totally want to hold space if you showed up for the gig and then you're oh, well, I got all the way here. That's kind of frustrating. I want to acknowledge and own that. However, if that happens to you, then feel your feels, take a moment, and then also shift and pivot and realize, okay, where am I right now? The universe allowed me to come all the way here, brought me all the way here. So before I maybe go rush exactly back to where I was, or to what I was doing at home, or before I left, or whatever. I want to invite, take a moment to breathe and see, did the universe still bring you to a destination where the original plan either shifted and or got canceled, but now you're in a locale and maybe you can go and explore. Maybe you can get some fresh air and some water, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can be out of the house and soak up some sun, especially if that's something you've been wanting or needing, and yet you have been juggling so many priorities and responsibilities and work that maybe you're very, very chill, self-care, being out and about, in whatever your locale is wasn't happening or wasn't locking into place. Or maybe you're like me, where I had plans for in a couple days from now to ideally like basically just be off my phone, like not responding or not doing anything with anybody, like just taking a 100% Dil Divine day, like to be selfishly in my energy, doing what I want to do and not feeling like I have to, work. Yeah, to be honest, like having a full day off. Like I'm talking about one of those days where it's like you really are not worried or checking for other people, right? Because we all, well, I shouldn't say we all, so cancel that because I don't like to speak in absolutes. Hold on. Okay, so tell me how and why. I was just doing the video talking about like being open to the spontaneity, following your intuition, essentially going where you feel guided to go. Now that you've ended up in this one place, the plan's over, but you're in the destination. Be like God, like I was basically literally just talking about how like God, goddess, source, whatever you want to call it. I may say God and goddess like interchangeably in this video to keep it quick and simple. So going where God like tells you to be. Tell me why. Like I just paused for y'all because somebody came up to me, like a friend acquaintance in the community who I haven't seen in a hot minute. She's walking around with some other people and they're just having a lovely day. And then she's like, yeah, we're going around like basically offering to pray for people. Like, would you like to receive some prayer? So shout out to Kim. Thank you, Kim. So I mean, y'all, I just got prayer and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm somebody who's very open to prayer, like a loving prayer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not somebody who's going to say no, as long as it's like coming from a loving place. And I felt good about her, you know what I'm saying? Like I may not be religious, but y'all know I be praying, I be meditating, intending, all that jazz, like the power of the verb, the power of the spoken word. So I was like, yes, please, yes, ma'am, I'm very open. She's like, what would you like it about? And I said, you know, I'm very open, like to good blessings in general, whatever God's got for me. However, I have been having some back pain. And she's like, okay, can I lay hands on you? Can I do that? And just receive like this lovely prayer. This lovely healing experience. This is what I love, that this is happening on camera and I'm here to talk about, like really to just testify in the moment about how blessings will find you. And if you put yourself just in the right place, the right time, like if you allow yourself to break free of hyper-controlled patterns, if you allow space for divine spontaneity, divine providence to reach you, to find you, to drop in your lap, essentially you're allowing for breaking out of a rigid routine so that these surprise blessings and good things can happen to you. Like, so let this message, whenever it finds you, be an affirmation and confirmation that if your regular schedule gets interrupted or switched up, please remain open. Like remain open to things being great. Remain open to things being amazing. Remain being open to the fact that you're exactly where you're meant to be and you're going to be blessed up and given exactly what you need. So please don't doubt yourself. Don't throw that off. Listen to your intuition. Take the walk. Wander around, do the random errands, and then go sit somewhere by the ocean or take a pause and see if somebody friendly and safe comes up to you in the community and says hello, let alone offers you a hug and a prayer, all right? So comment down below if any of y'all are going through similar situations. Share the prayers, share the love. This is a Tuesday, so happy Tuesday at time of recording. And let this also be a sign that yes, while it is important that you do take your time for self-care and resting in your own home, whatever private space or environment you have, please do remember, in whatever way is safe, to get outside, get in the light, get the fresh air, and allow yourself to basically see and be seen and to love and be loved. All right, I'm Dil Divine. I'll be back soon.